Let's say you feel like your basic anti-aging skincare routine is in a really good place, but you're ready to take it to the next level. Here's what I recommend. I'm Dr. Sam Ellis, and I'm a board-certified dermatologist in Northern California, and I'm here to help you understand your skin and find products that work for you. So if that sounds good, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This video is really for people who already have an established anti-aging skincare routine. Anti-aging is the word I use because I feel like it makes sense for people. They're like, okay, I wanna make my skin look better, look smoother, but I'm not saying that we need to anti-age. Aging is such a gift. We are all going to age, but if you want to age and feel good in your skin, which I find a lot of patients do, then there are things that you can do to help yourself out. But again, this is not a need to do, this is a do it if you want to. Ideally, you are already using the anti-aging holy trinity of vitamin C, a topical retinoid, and sunscreen, plus a moisturizer and a cleanser. For some people, that may already feel like you are doing the most, but could you be doing even more? What I would say as a dermatologist is if you're trying to level up your skincare routine from there, you need to have a very clear goal in mind. Are you trying to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, refine your pores, bring a better glow to your skin? You need to know what you're aiming for so you can pick the right products. I'm not only going to be giving you product recommendations, but also discussing how to incorporate these into your skincare routine. And at the end, I'll also go into some procedures that may be beneficial, so make sure you stick around for that too. So as our skin ages and we get to the point where we might be thinking about upping our anti-aging routine a little bit, and one of the easiest ways to tackle this is to start incorporating a hydrating serum, essence, or toner into your routine. This is typically something you are going to apply 2 times a day, in the morning after you apply your vitamin C or your antioxidant, and in the evening right after you cleanse your face. The reason I really enjoy hydrating serums or essences or toners, and sometimes these are used kind of loosely and interchangeably, is because they tend to be quite thin and they layer well with other products. To me, I think of this as like a skincare booster where you're essentially getting better hydrating ingredients, more soothing ingredients into your routine that ideally aren't already incorporated into the moisturizer or other things that you're putting on your face. For example, I love the Laneige Cream Skin Toner. It is super milky and lightweight, and sometimes I like it if I'm not gonna be using a regular moisturizer that day. Like I feel like it's gonna be too heavy on my skin, so I still want a moisturizing step, but not a full-on moisturizer before my sunscreen. Or if I feel like I'm using my moisturizer and my sunscreen and my skin is still a little bit thirsty, having that extra layer of moisturization can really boost what my skin looks like and feels like throughout the day. If you have dry or mature skin, that toner is like holy grail. Another hydrating toner that I am obsessed with is part of like the K-beauty or Korean beauty community, and it is the Numbuzin 3 Super Glowing Essence Toner. This is such a beautiful, lightweight hydrating step, and it also has 50 fermented ingredients that really, to me, help brighten the skin in such a gentle way that I feel like it always levels up my routine. Now, I don't think you need both of these in the same routine, but if your skin is particularly dry, using a milky toner can be helpful. If you're looking for some brightening and hydration that way, then I am so obsessed with the Numbuzin 3. Another way you can easily upgrade your anti-aging skincare routine is to apply your hydrating serum not only to your face, but making sure that you're taking it up under your eyes and also apply it to your lips. To me, the best part about a hydrating serum is you get this instant plumping to the skin that just doesn't happen with other forms of skincare that you need to be using for like weeks and weeks before you see benefits. So I like the instantaneous nature of a hydrating serum for my skin, but I also have found that when I put it up under my eyes before I apply my eye cream, it just makes everything settle there so much better, and I don't notice as many fine lines or crepiness throughout the day. Now, it's really important when you're using a hydrating serum that you are sealing that in with a moisturizer, a sunscreen, an ointment of some kind, so that all the water that it's bringing to the skin's surface isn't then just evaporating off. So when I go in and I put my hydrating serum on my lips, I always follow that up with an ointment. When it comes to using the hydrating serum up under my eyes, I do that morning and night, but I only use it on my lips in the morning because I don't really care about having plump lips for bedtime. And often in the morning, I'm following up my skincare with makeup. So what I'll do is I'll apply the hydrating serum to my lips when I'm applying it to the rest of my face. I'll put ointment on, I'll do the rest of my skincare, hair care, get dressed, and then when I go to put my makeup on, I'll actually wipe everything off of my lips and they will remain plump, and then I can go in with my makeup and they look even better. So you can add a hydrating toner or essence to your overall skincare routine. You can bring it up under your eyes and on your lips. The next thing I would recommend to level up your skincare routine is to start incorporating peptides. I feel like this is a true anti-aging step. While hydrating your skin is going to make your skin look and feel better, peptides have the ability to change the molecular structure of your skin fundamentally. Now, when it comes to peptides in skincare, most skincare will incorporate more than one peptide because peptides do different things and they serve different functions. Many are what we call signaling peptides, so they signal your skin to make more collagen or elastin, which are essentially the support or building blocks of your skin. But there are also peptides that reduce inflammation, that act as enzyme inhibitors to stop the breakdown of your collagen, and neuropeptides that can help with fine lines and wrinkles by reducing muscle movements in the face. A huge part of anti-aging the skin is encouraging your skin to make more collagen and elastin because these are things we produce less of as we get older and that break down as we age. So whether it's through skincare or procedures in the office, more collagen, more elastin, better skin. If you're already using a retinoid like retinol or tretinoin or retinaldehyde in your skincare routine, you are already encouraging the production of those proteins, but there are other ways to do that, and that's where peptides come in. When I'm counseling my patients on how to use peptides in their skincare routine, I'm typically recommending that they use it at least once a day, but twice a day if their routine allows. And where you incorporate your peptide product into your routine has a lot to do with what form those peptides are in. If it's a serum, you're gonna use it in one place. If it's in your moisturizer, you're gonna use it in another place. One of my all-time favorite peptide serums, I talk about it all the time on this channel, is the Maylove Peptide Squad. This serum has a really nice blend of pro-collagen and anti-inflammatory peptides. It incorporates seamlessly into a routine and it's nice and lightweight. So if you already have other serums that you like and you love the moisturizer that you're using, you can kind of slip this one right in between those two steps. So for me, when I'm using this in the morning, I'm usually applying my vitamin C serum. I have an anti-redness serum that I like to use as well as my hydrating serum. And then I would go in with this peptide step before I do moisturizer and sunscreen. Another popular way to incorporate peptides into your routine is to use a moisturizer that has peptides in it. You guys have heard me talk about this before, the Allies of Skin Peptides Daily Firming Treatment. It's essentially like antioxidants, peptides, moisturizer all in one. So I love that if you want a more streamlined morning routine and want some great peptide exposure as well. This product is definitely on the pricier side, but it has a supreme blend of peptides, plus you're getting antioxidants, plus you're getting a moisturizer, so it fulfills so many needs within a skincare routine that to me, it feels worth it. So depending on what my skin is craving that day, and honestly how much time I have to get ready in the morning, I will either use my Maylove Peptide Squad or my Allies of Skin moisturizer, but not both in the same routine. So I assume if you've clicked on this video and you've watched to this point, you're already incorporating a retinoid into your skincare routine, but there are ways to optimize how your retinoid functions for you. First and foremost, making sure that you are using your retinoid regularly. I cannot tell you how many patients come into my office and I ask them if they're using a retinoid and they say yes, and then I'm like, how often are you using it? And they say, I don't know, like 1 to 2 nights a week. It does not work well that way. In an ideal skincare, anti-aging world, you are using your retinoid every single night. And if your retinoid is too strong or too irritating to use every single night because you get flaking or peeling or redness, you need to decrease the potency of your retinoid that you're using. We always want to be choosing consistency over potency when it comes to our skincare and retinoids in particular. Now, the flip side of that coin is if you are using your retinoid every single night and you have no irritation, there may be room to increase the potency for better effects. And there are a couple ways you can up the potency of your retinoid. One is to change what type of retinoid you are using. So if you are using retinol, you can start using retinal, also known as retinaldehyde, which is generally stronger. And if you're using retinal and doing well with it, you can consider moving up to prescription tretinoin. Now, if jumping from one form of retinoid to the next feels like too big of a jump, the other thing you can think about doing is increasing the concentration of the retinol or the retinaldehyde that you're using. When it comes to tretinoin, anything over 0.025% has been shown to have the exact same anti-aging benefits. So if you're already at 0.025 tretinoin, there is really no need to go stronger there. I have a few different videos on YouTube that recommend different retinols. So if you're watching this and you're like, whoa, I don't even have a retinoid in my routine at all, go watch those first. But if you're already using a retinol and you're ready to jump up to a retinaldehyde, then I have a couple recs for you. First is the Naturium Retinaldehyde Cream Serum. This exists in 2 different potencies, 0.05 and 0.1%. And to me, this is the best affordable retinaldehyde on the market. It's lightweight, yet it feels kind of cushiony on the skin. If you're using retinaldehyde in your routine, there's a couple different places you can use it. You can put it on right after you cleanse your face before you do any of your other serums or moisturizers. I personally like to layer my retinoid products over my serums before I put my moisturizer on, and that's just a personal preference thing. Now, if you want more of an all-in-one type of product, have a really streamlined routine, I love the Allies of Skin retinaldehyde. It also comes in 0.05 and 0.1 concentrations, but they've put it in a moisturizing base and combined it with a bunch of peptides, so you're getting kind of like a peptide and retinaldehyde product all in one. I feel like Allies of Skin has sort of mastered the multitasking product, and you're paying for it, but I feel like they're really good quality formulas. This next skincare upgrade is a little more niche because it only applies to a subset of people, and that is women who are starting to go through menopause. Topical estrogen applied directly to the areas of skin that are bothering you, so whether that's crepey skin on the neck or the under eyes or the face in general, can be very rejuvenating if you are starting to show signs of estrogen deficiency, which happens as you pass through menopause. Now, menopause is going to happen on a slightly different timeline for everyone, but for a lot of women, they may first start noticing the signs of menopause, and it may not be in their skin, but maybe in just how they feel, having hot flashes, things like that, around their mid to early 40s. If you have questions about topical estrogen, I have a whole YouTube video that delves into the risks, the benefits, how you get a prescription for it, because it is a prescription product and needs to be given to you under the care of a medical professional. Even though I find topical estrogen beneficial and I've seen lots of my patients be very, very happy with it, it's not something that I personally prescribe as a dermatologist. If I have a patient who's interested in topical estrogen, I will either connect them with their OBGYN if they specialize in menopause care, or I will connect them with an online community like Muesli or Midi or Alloy to get their prescription online. The last skincare thing I'll talk about when it comes to upgrading your routine before we get into like at-home devices and procedures and things like that is either increasing the frequency or increasing the potency of an exfoliating step in your routine. Now, not everyone needs additional exfoliation if they're using a retinoid. For many people, a retinoid on its own is going to give them the glow that they're craving. But if you feel like your skin is still a little bit dull or congested, bringing in an exfoliation step can really do wonders. And how often you exfoliate is really going to depend on your unique skin. My skin can handle exfoliation 1 to 2 times a week, depending on the exfoliant. Other people could do it every single day, and that's how their skin is going to like it best. Because I feel like exfoliation is such an easy way to level up your routine, when we were deciding what products to launch for Prequel, I was so excited for us to launch our multi-acid milk peel. I decided to create that because when I have patients come into my office and they want to level up their anti-aging skincare routine, adding an exfoliation step is like low-hanging fruit that most people can tolerate. And this milk peel is beautiful because it's 15% glycolic acid, so you're getting true rigorous exfoliation, but then it has a gentle blend of other acids and that really nice supportive milky formula, so it's not too irritating. What a lot of people don't know about glycolic acid is that it's not just an exfoliant, it's also a humectant that helps the skin hold onto water, and it helps stimulate collagen, so it's anti-aging in so many ways. I like to use this on my face and my body, and even though I have rosacea, I don't feel like it flares it, which is a huge problem with other acids for me, so I have been so excited to have this product in the Prequel arsenal. Another chemical exfoliating product that I absolutely love are the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads. You've heard me talk about them a million times on this channel, and I think I love them the most for like the convenience of it being like an individually wrapped pad that you can go in and apply. There's always a little extra on there, so I like to bring it down onto my body, and to me this is just like a really nice blend of acids that is also super effective for the skin. If I'm going to be doing a peel in my skincare routine, I usually do it right after I cleanse or right after I get out of the shower. I put on my peel product, I let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I go in and do the rest of my skincare. And on the day that I'm using any type of peel or exfoliation product, I don't use my retinoids. Now, some people can use their exfoliation step and their retinoid step on the same night. That's not a big deal if it doesn't irritate your skin. It's not like one deactivates the other, but often I caution about this because you don't want to overly irritate or inflame your skin by doing 2 aggressive things at once. Now, aside from things that you're doing in your skincare routine and products that you're using on your face, there are other parts of taking care of your skin that can be rejuvenating as well. One is dermaplaning, which is essentially a fancy way of saying shaving your face, but dermaplaning essentially allows you to remove all the little peach fuzzies and tiny little hairs that grow on your face. And again, not everyone needs to do this, but it is a really nice way to make your skin look smoother, and for a lot of people, they feel like it helps their products penetrate better. It is definitely something that I feel like has leveled up my skincare routine and just makes my skin look that much more glowy and radiant. I have a whole YouTube tutorial, actually I have 2 of them on this channel, so if you're interested in how to dermaplane at home, check those out. You can also have dermaplaning done professionally by an esthetician. So for example, the estheticians in my office offer dermaplaning, and to be honest, when they do it for me, it is better than when I do it at home, but just for convenience sake, sometimes I do it at home too. And how often you do this is really going to depend on how much peach fuzz you have and how frequently you feel like you need it. Aside from recommending dermaplaning at home or in the office, another way that some people will level up their skincare is by getting regular facials. And as a dermatologist, I get asked about the value of facials all the time, and it really depends who's doing your facial, what kind of facial it is. And for me, facials are not going to fundamentally change your skin, but they are a nice to have if you want something that's going to temporarily brighten up your skin or decongest it. To me, they kind of fit in the same category as massage. Like, some people need massages on a regular basis to feel good, and some people need facials on a regular basis to feel good about their skin, but some people can do 0 massages, 0 facials, and do just fine in life. In my office, we offer something called hydrofacials. Our patients love them. The reason I like a hydrofacial is because there's a very strict protocol of how it's administered. So every time I know that my patients are going to be getting something consistent, and if there needs to be a tweak, there's a protocol to do that too. That is not to say other types of facials are bad, because I actually think a hydrofacial is not a relaxing type of facial. It's like a medical facial. If you want something that feels a little bit more touchy-feely, more massage-like, perhaps even more relaxing, other types of facials can also be beneficial. And how often you get a facial is totally a matter of personal preference. I probably get one a couple times a year because I enjoy them so much, but I don't have time for them. I have other patients who are on a monthly facial regimen, and that's what they need to feel good. You guys also know I love my red light LED mask. To me, this is one of the best things I have invested in for my at-home skincare. Not all red light masks are created equal, so if you have questions about red light, I have a whole video dedicated to it, but for me, it really helps with my inflammation and my redness. Plus, red light can help you with collagen production as well. So if you have fine lines or wrinkles and those needs are not being met by your skincare or in-office procedures, adding an at-home device can be a nice way to level things up. But I always say, before you invest in something like this, know thyself. Like, you have to know if you're actually going to use it. And if you are going to be able to use it with regularity, then I think it's worth it. I use my mask 3 to 4 times a week. I will either do it at night, like after I've washed my face, before I do my skincare routine, or I will do it right after I work out. I'll spritz my face with hypochlorous acid, make sure there's no gunk on it, and then I'll do my mask before I move on with my day. And lastly, I think I would be remiss as a cosmetic dermatologist without at least mentioning the value of in-office procedures if you want to really level up your anti-aging skin game. If you're thinking about getting cosmetic treatments, I absolutely recommend that you have a consultation with a cosmetic professional. But little things that people will often do to dip their toe into the anti-aging waters when it comes to procedures are Botox, microneedling, light chemical peels, or light laser resurfacing. Another common thing that my patients will have done is something called biostimulatory injectables. So injectables like Sculptra, which I have an entire video on, and Radiesse actually help your body make more collagen and elastin. So it's a way to produce that without doing it via skincare, retinoids, red light masks, etc. And one thing I want to say before I delve into anti-aging treatments and skincare that you can use is, now I know I went over a lot of different types of products and additions to your routine that you could make if you want to kind of level up your anti-aging skincare game. I would not recommend doing all of these at once. I would pick what your goal is and then choose what you're incorporating based on that. When I'm counseling my patients, I typically recommend that they optimize their retinoid first. So whether that means using their retinoid more frequently or getting up to a higher potency, that's what we focus on. Then we look at their skin and go, okay, is it fine lines, wrinkles, pores that bother you? Or is it more like hydration, dryness that's bothering you? And if you want to be focusing on fine lines, wrinkles, pores, we add the peptides. If you're working more on hydration and plumping, we add the plumping toners and serums. And if you want both, it's totally fine to add both too. After we've incorporated that, and I'm talking for several months, we step back and see, okay, do we need an exfoliation step at this point? And if we do, that's when we add that in. And then lastly, things like dermaplaning or incorporating red light can be incorporated at any time. If you decide that you want to do in-office cosmetic treatments, all of the things that you're doing with your skincare are going to help support and maintain the results that you're investing in the office. What are some ways you've leveled up your skincare routine? If you've incorporated anything that you felt was particularly worthwhile or valuable, definitely let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you next time.